I think it's very disappointing when you have the ability to do something and the only thing that's standing in your way is yourself. That sucks. Currently, I'm doing this course through Harvard. It's free. It's open to the public, so you can do it too if you want to. And I realized the course load the homework is pretty time consuming and a little bit tasking, so to speak. It's kind of hard, I guess. And I definitely feel tempted at times to give up on things like these or to procrastinate and prolong it out. It's very hard to keep pushing forward when you can't see the progress in front of you, because it's one thing if you are trying something out and then, after a few trials you slowly start getting better. But when the progression is very slow and long, and with coding especially, sometimes you'll be trying out new code over and over again until you get the right set of code, or until you realize that you're missing a semicolon, and it's really tasking at times. But I definitely feel like I'm in a season where I don't want to give up on my goals. I mean, I know that sounds silly, like that should always be the season you're in. However, I think I just am in this weird season right now of growth and uncertainty. That sounded a little British. I don't know what I was doing with that. But things are a little uncertain. The world's kind of messy. I mean, it always is, but it's at the front doorstep, messy. I've been reflecting on past goals that I've had. I felt a lot of regret about the goals that I didn't achieve because I gave up. Not the goals that I, gave my all to, and the reality was that it just wasn't going to work out. I mean, those are still disappointing. That's not true. Those are still disappointing. But I think it's even more disappointing. I mean, maybe I shouldn't compare, but I think it's very disappointing when you have the ability to do something and the only thing that's standing in your way is yourself. That sucks. It's terrible to realize that you're your own worst enemy, or in some ways your biggest obstacle. And I realized that there were some things that I wanted to do in the past, and I just decided to push it to the side and focus on something else. It's really awesome though that I'm able to do this with a friend. I think when you're trying to achieve something, it's nice to have someone holding you accountable, and having accountability is really helpful, especially in adulthood. I've been fortunate enough to have a friend to walk along this journey with me, and she sent me this really cool article about perseverance. And it talked about how there were these successful entrepreneurs and there was a successful inventor as well. And what they had in common was that they both had perseverance. They tried things over and over and over again, multiple times. And what differentiated them between other people who were not able to accomplish the same things was that they just decided not to give up. It wasn't necessarily natural ability like intelligence or athletic build. It was just the fact that they had the perseverance and they decided not to give up. I watched this YouTuber named Frank James. Some of you might know him from his INFP or introvert extrovert videos. They're really entertaining. He has a lot of skits on that. His earlier videos were more talking head videos, kind of similar to this, which definitely inspired some of this video today, of course. But he had a recent video he made where he talked about just not giving up and really encouraged people to really go after their YouTube journeys and not give up. And it was really inspiring to me to kind of look at someone who's been making content over the years and who is somewhat introverted, kind of like myself, who was able to kind of put themselves out there on the YouTube. And it's hard though when you're just starting out to put yourself out there, to go after your goals and just do it. as the saying goes. I think it's hard because you really have to face yourself and come to terms with where you may be lacking in certain areas. But the reality is that there's so much more room to grow. Even though I personally may not be a senior front-end web developer, so to speak, if I continue to pursue this, if I stay committed to this and I don't give up, in a year's time, I'll be a lot further along. Maybe I will be able to be at that top level I'm aiming for. Maybe I will be good enough to actually mentor somebody else and help them along with their own journey. I think what's hard right now is just finding the energy to persevere. We're all pursuing new interests like becoming a DJ or learning a new language or trying a new job path. There's a lot of room to grow in that. And I think what can be kind of disappointing, like each year everyone starts out with New Year's resolutions, and then we feel so defeated when 2 months pass and we give up on those resolutions. Like, what were we thinking? Why haven't I accomplished this? What's wrong with me? I think I just really desire to not be in that place a year from now, not be in a place of regret. I just want to be in a better place if I try these projects out, if I give my all and I don't give up. I'm aware that it may still not produce any fruit. It's different when you're a kid. At least if you achieve something, you get an A on your test, you get a trophy, you get a star on the chart. But sometimes you do really good. You apply yourself, you give your all, and you get nothing in return. What I've thought about though is that it's not all a waste. Like, even if I finish this course and I don't become a programmer, I develop more self-discipline. I learn how to persevere, even more so than before. I become that much stronger. And I think that's something I want to keep in mind as I'm pursuing these goals, that the goal isn't necessarily to get the prize or the star on the chart. Part of it is, this is going to sound so cliche, it's not about what's the saying? I forget the saying, but it's about the journey. Even though the end result may not turn out as expected, like in this course, which I'm so grateful to be doing with my friend, I know I can already sense myself growing. I can sense myself pushing myself even harder, and just imagine what I can use that towards. And that's what I really want to keep in mind as I keep going forward, as I try out YouTube and maybe one or two people outside my family watch. I don't know who's watching or who will be watching this a year from now, but it will be worth it. At least I'll know that I didn't give up. And that's a great feeling, because I definitely have had the flip side where I haven't given up on a lot of things, and I have been able to experience the fruit of my labors, and it's been great. That being said, I'm really curious to hear about how you push yourself further. I'd love for you guys to leave a comment down below and let me know, like, what you do to keep yourself going, how you push yourself not to give up. Like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video, because it will be coming soon. Bye guys, thanks for watching.